Folks, this video is about how my daily routine, or why my daily routine allows me to scale my IT businesses in the past and currently allows me to scale my IT mentoring business as well as my IT agency, to 6, 7 and back in the past to 8 figures. So starting off with the question, have you ever wondered how seemingly successful other entrepreneurs structure their day? For me, it was seriously still very interesting. And does it seem to you that they magically have more than 24 hours a day? The question that you need to ask you yourself is, do you think they structure the day the same way like you structured your day? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we can all copy and paste the routines of other people and become successful. It'd be too easy, unfortunately. I mean, you all know these posts, these videos about, my daily routine here. And there's really funny videos about that. Like, I wake up, I make my bed 1 time, I make my bed 2 times. I make my bed again, then I'm eating bull's testicles to boost my day, then going for an Ironman, get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So these funny things, but or Mark Wahlberg, for example, who's a very successful entrepreneur and actor and also athlete, publicly shared his schedule. I think he gets up at 3. But bottom line, one thing is for sure, they have something in common, right? These successful people. Same goes for entrepreneurs in our field, for IT business owners who have scaled their companies successfully. We can also look at very famous examples in the IT: Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. Who else is there? So many others, right? For example, Mark Zuckerberg, the famous story I always like to tell is that he doesn't want to, his daily routine is to wear the same clothes every day. And while he's doing that, he doesn't want to waste any energy and time on choosing what to wear. And I totally get that example. That's a great idea because he really wants to focus on his business, on Meta. There's other examples like that. But they have a routine, right, that allows them to work on core tasks, so-called needle movers. For example, from my side, what I would find super interesting is I'd love to sit on the lap, metaphorically speaking, of Elon Musk and just watch how he's managing multiple world-leading companies, SpaceX, Tesla, Solar City, and so on. It's just epic guy. And then basically brings me to the topic, focus time. For me, I need dedicated time to work on, we call it needle mover tasks. That means tasks that push forward my business, not keeping me busy. It's a very different, 2 different things. I mean, we have enough time to be busy 24/7, 7 days a week, right? We have enough tasks. But the question that we need to ask, are they pushing forward your business? I really like to dedicate focus time, which I installed in all of my companies, not only for me, but also for my staff. Focus time means that you basically, for example, block certain periods of the day or even days, and really focus on the core tasks. That can be lead generation and sales, can be marketing, can be any kind of things, But I don't mean like famous examples, answering emails for a couple of hours. That's busy work, right? It needs to be done, but that's not work. I mean, we can be busy 8 to 10 hours a day. We feel super productive, but down the line, like at the end of the day, looking, what did that have any impact on the business? And mostly it's a no. So it's very, very difficult. That's why I like to establish focus time, which allows me to concentrate on the most important tasks of my business. Yeah. So how does a typical day, including focus time for needle mover tasks look like for me? Yeah. And I hope that can give you a little bit of an example how I did it also, like when I have my IT consulting businesses. And keep in mind, that this is not a typical copy and paste for everyone. It's just a hint on how it can look like. Like I generated over 10 million euros in revenue from my companies. Yeah, so some things must be working for me, and I hope I can give you a little glance on how it works. How it can work for you. Yeah? So how does a typical day look like? For me, I get up at 5. I'm a big fan of the 5 a.m. club. I shared that recently. So kudos to Robin Sharma again. So I like to wake up very early to have quiet hours. Yeah? So what I do is I wake up, and then I wake up everybody in the house and start running with my dogs. This is literally the first thing that I do. Obviously, I have to go into the toilet and that kind of stuff. But I just take my shoes and run at the beach. I live at the beach. So for me, I'm just going outside, take my 2 doggies, and I run for about 20 minutes, half an hour, depends on if I want to walk and I'm lazy. After that, I go straight to the gym. I like to do that early in the morning. So I hit the gym from Monday to Friday. I like to have very, very intense workout in the morning. That's, for me, my daily meditation. I know many people say you need to meditate and everything. I tried. I'm honest, I tried a couple of times, but I could not establish this routine, this habit, and establish it to a routine. So that's what I do. So basically sport in the morning, just get things done before everybody else is basically up. I love that. And then at 8 a.m. I have breakfast with my family. By then my wife is awake, the kids are awake, one is coming to the gym anyway. And I'll have a couple of Freddo's espressos here in Cyprus to basically wake me up. It's my first coffee, usually 2 coffees before lunch. 9 a.m. I start, this is a typical day. 9 a.m. I start my workday. So I'm shortly checking important messages. Important means for me, privately important, something came up, family, friends or something, usually it doesn't, right? Or does it have any business impact? And I'm checking, is there anything I need to answer right now, or can I wait for later? Emails usually something I can wait later. So here I personally use the Eisenhower matrix. There's a separate post and video about that. Then just to prioritize my things, I can do it on the fly these days, but I'm still using it in my mind. Actually, I have printed it out here. And then I jump right into my focus time. So for me, I'm most productive in the morning. So I like to do that first thing. Like the focus time, the needle movers task. So I work on them and basically tasks that have immediate impact on my business. In my case, it can be content creation like that, sharing my knowledge, sharing my expertise, creating maybe new material for my client. All these kind of things can also be lead generation or sales with my team. It depends, right? And I personally have different kind of days where I focus on different kind of things. So I usually have all my client calls on 2 days in the week, typically Thursday and Friday. So I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Usually one of those days I'm not working anyways, because I do something else, like, I don't know, jet ski. And the other days I like to focus on my thing. So I create content, create more helpful material, how-tos for my clients where I need to concentrate, or creating a new, for example, creating the Mastermind, the Cyprus event that we are hosting in November. I mean, that takes dedicated time as well to set everything up, things like that. So this goes typically till 1 p.m. yeah, with short pick in between. I do answer to client messages just to give me short distraction, so to say, just to see is there anything urgent, which I can answer like shortly, immediately, or is that need to put some effort into it, record a Loom, or even have a call. I'll do that a little later. Yeah. 1 p.m. typically I have lunch break, so I eat my lunch. I jump in the pool. I know my wife. I do some stupid things just to get the mind off. So the usual stuff. Yeah. And at 2 p.m. then the second part of my personal day starts. So I usually have client calls, sales calls, team calls. So calls. Why I do have calls in the afternoon? I get tired after lunch. I get up at 5. I get to bed around 10. So I'm getting tired after lunch. Not because I ate so much. It's because I simply get tired. That's how I work. So I'm not productive in the sense of I can create something creative. Let's put it like that. So I like to do things like talk to my clients, see if what problems or what challenges we are having right there, because I can just help them out of my experience. Sales calls, talking to new clients, team calls, talking to my staff. Usually things that wake me up, right? And I continue this till 5 or 6 p.m. depending on the day. And that's it for me. Yeah? Then I go usually 1 to 2 hours training and Eve again. I'm a fitness fanatic. I do Muay Thai 3 to 4 times a week, and in between tennis. So that's my usual evenings. After that, around 8 p.m. I come home. We have dinner together. I'm grabbing my laptop, sit outside at the pool or at the beach, answer some messages or mails, and some family time, and hit the pillows at around 10 p.m. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm not, want to show off or this is how it needs to be done. The very, very core point of the whole post and the whole video is dedicate focus time. Yeah. How did I do that in my previous businesses? Yeah, no. It depends, of course. If you have it's like back then I had roughly 100 people. But what I certainly understood is the more you focus on relevant things, the more your business is thriving. I know if you're working multiple projects, building the business aside, it's very tough to do that. But let me tell you, if you find an afternoon or something like that where you can really focus on things that you want to work on, and it can also be Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, we're entrepreneurs. Yeah, we have all the time we want, right? We don't need to fit into the 9 to 5. I did that as well. I mean, I started as a freelancer, first company. I did all the things at the same time. But the more you grow with your business, the more you understand that you need to dedicate certain pieces of your day to certain tasks. Other entrepreneurs really structure their day into Monday is client calls, Tuesday is marketing, Wednesday is sales, Thursday is whatever, and Friday, and I think it's a great idea. Of course, you have to have a solid structures, like in terms of processes and structures and systems in your business that allow you to do that. But that's the whole sense of building a business, right? That you can focus on the things that move your business forward, not in like working operatively in your business all the time. I see that so many times in other companies. I see that still with clients that are coming in that work with us. That's something that we really, really want to solve right at the beginning, also depending on how advanced they already are. Yeah. But when I was, for example, as a consultant, also in projects, I tried to push my schedule to my clients. Yeah, it sounds stupid, difficult, but I anyway tried. I knew it's not going to possible, but I tried to schedule my client calls also in the afternoon, because I understood at some point I'm really, really creative in the morning. So if I had to customize or develop something, I was a shit developer. So I took more time. I needed dedicated time. I needed to blur out everything else so I did that in the morning. I understood I'm very, very productive in the morning. I'm not the afternoon guy, for example. That's a learning from me. What I did realize is, evening guy, I can be, again, productive in the evening, but that's gonna rob a lot of energy and also sleep from me. I can do it if I want, but then I need to balance that out next day, which I usually don't, because I really, really like to get up early. I always did that, by the way. I always had my stuff, my personal stuff before the workday. And I think it's a very, very important balance that you have to have in your life. My experience and my opinion. Another example of how we did it beforehand is we did non-meeting Fridays. What does that mean? No meetings on Friday. Focus on your things. Like Friday, we kept for deep work, for focus time, for needle mover tasks. We did not meet with anybody else. It could be in the offices that we had, or also digitally. It was simply a no meeting rule that we established. Still do that these days as well. And I personally got most of my week done here. It's also a hybrid. You can come in the office, work on the things. Really, really depends. But bottom line, what I'm trying to make is dedicate focus time. Really scratch it out, in your calendar. Time box yourself. And you get shit done. I guarantee you get more shit done before. There's nothing worse, especially as men. We're not multitasking people, right? We're not women in that sense. And it takes context switches between topics takes a lot of time. So if you jump from A to B, it's always going to eat brain capacity, right? I'm not saying this is the way that you need to do it, but what I'm trying to say is look at all others. Like look on all very, very successful people in businesses. Does not necessarily need to be only in IT. They have something in common. They structure their day. They know what they are working on. They're not jumping from A to B to C to D. There's time in your week to jump from A to B to C to D, to take calls, to work on opportunities and everything. But there's also time that you need to spend on your tasks. Otherwise, you don't hit your KPIs, or your OKRs. Different topic, different video, by the way. So I'm really, really curious if this helps you. This is my personal style. Again, doesn't mean that you need to do it, but you should have focus time. Really elevate your productivity. I guarantee. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Send me a DM. Happy to answer that. Let me know how you are working on important things. And looking forward to your comments.